Across the world, mysterious stone structures stand as silent remnants of lost civilizations. Some were built with techniques we still can't understand. Others challenge our ideas of ancient knowledge and technology. Join us as we explore 20 ancient stone sites that continue to baffle scientists and ignite the imagination. From the Pacific Islands to the Andean highlands, these sites hold mysteries that remain unsolved. Let's dive in. Our journey begins on the remote island of Pohnpei in Micronesia, where the ancient city of Nan Madol sits overgrown by mangroves. Known as the Venice of the Pacific, Nan Madol is a network of more than 100 artificial islands connected by canals. But the mystery lies in the stones used to build it. Each basalt stone, some weighing up to 50 tons, was transported to this small island with no known advanced technology. How could an isolated island society move such massive stones, and why did they construct this vast complex over the water? Some experts believe that the builders might have used a system of rafts and tidal assistance to transport the stones. Others speculate that the stones were floated, using a method now lost to history. Dr. Patrick Kirch, an archaeologist specializing in Pacific cultures, explains, Nan Madol is unique. It challenges our understanding of what ancient island societies were capable of achieving, especially in terms of engineering and resource management. Next, we travel to the plains of Salisbury in England, where the famous Stonehenge monument rises against the sky. Built over 4,000 years ago, Stonehenge's massive stones are arranged with precise alignment to the solstices, suggesting astronomical significance. But how did its builder transport these stones from quarries over 150 miles away? Some stones at Stonehenge weigh up to 25 tons, and without advanced machinery, the task of transporting and erecting them seems impossible. Many believe that Neolithic builders used a combination of sledges, rollers, and manpower to move the stones. There's also a theory suggesting they may have floated the stones along rivers for part of the journey. Professor Mike Parker Pearson, a Stonehenge researcher, notes, Stonehenge's alignment with the solstices suggests it was a sacred site, but its construction remains a feat of early engineering that we're still trying to understand fully. High in the Andes of Bolivia lies Puma Punku, a site with stonework so precise that it challenges our modern understanding. The massive stone blocks, each weighing up to 130 tons, are cut with perfect right angles and smooth drill holes. How did an ancient civilization manage such precision without metal tools or modern machinery? The intricate cuts and joins on these stones look almost machine-made. Some researchers suggest that the builders used stone or copper tools, but no one has fully replicated the techniques seen at Pumapunku. Others speculate about lost ancient technology. Archaeologist Alexei Vranich, who has studied Pumapunku, says, the precision at Pumapunku defies logic for its time. It's as if these people had skills or tools we can't account for in the historical record. Moving to Turkey, we find Göbekli Tepe, an ancient temple complex dated to 11,000 years ago, well before the advent of agriculture. Massive T-shaped pillars are arranged in circles, each intricately carved with animals and symbols. How could a society of hunter-gatherers construct such a massive, organized structure, requiring planning and social coordination? Some archaeologists propose that Göbekli Tepe served as a ritual gathering place, bringing communities together in a way that predated settled life. This challenges our understanding of how civilization began. Dr. Klaus Schmidt, who led the excavations, believed Göbekli Tepe was the world's first temple, stating, this site suggests that the desire to build sacred places may have sparked the rise of civilization itself. In Lebanon's Bekaa Valley stands Baalbek, home to some of the largest stones ever used in construction. The stone of the pregnant woman, weighing over 1,000 tons, is part of the massive foundation of the Temple of Jupiter. Even with today's technology, moving stones of this size is nearly impossible. How did ancient builders quarry, transport, and place them with such precision? Some researchers believe that the Romans adapted an even older structure, incorporating its massive stones into their temple. The techniques remain speculative, ranging from sledges to levers. Engineer Jean-Pierre Adam states, the scale of Baalbek's stones is staggering. We can only guess at the tools and methods used to achieve such feats. In Egypt, the Great Sphinx stands as an icon of ancient civilization, but while it's often attributed to Pharaoh Khafra, some researchers believe it could be far older based on erosion patterns. The Sphinx's weathered body suggests it might have been exposed to heavy rainfall, possibly dating it back to a time when Egypt had a wetter climate. Geologists like Dr. Robert Schoch propose that the Sphinx might date back to around 7000 BCE. This theory implies the existence of an advanced pre-dynastic society. Dr. Schoch explains, "The erosion on the Sphinx appears to be caused by rain rather than sand, suggesting it's much older than the pyramids themselves." High in the Peruvian Andes lies Sacsayhuaman, an ancient fortress built with stones so precisely cut and fitted that even a blade of grass can't slip between them. The largest stones here weigh over 200 tons. How did the Inca, with no advanced machinery, move and place stones of such incredible size and precision? Some experts suggest that the Inca used a combination of ramps, levers, and manpower. Others speculate that the Inca may have had knowledge of softening stone. Archaeologist Jean-Pierre Protzen, an expert on Inca architecture, notes, "The precision of the stone fit at Sacsayhuaman is astounding. This was not just construction, it was artistry." On the isolated island of Rapa Nui, or Easter Island, hundreds of massive stone heads, known as moai, stand guard. These statues, some weighing up to 80 tons, were carved from volcanic rock. How were these enormous statues transported across the island to their final resting places? Some researchers believe the Rapa Nui people used a walking method, rocking the statues side to side. Others think they used sledges and logs to roll them. Joanna van Tilburg, an archaeologist who has studied the moai extensively, explains, "The logistics behind moving the moai suggest a society with complex organization and deep respect for their ancestors." In Malta lies an underground temple complex known as the Hyperium of Halsaflieni. This subterranean structure is estimated to be over 5,000 years old and was likely used for burial and ritual purposes. Certain chambers in the Hyperium produce unique acoustic effects, amplifying low frequencies in a way that's almost otherworldly. Some scientists believe the builders used these acoustics intentionally, possibly to induce trance-like states during ceremonies. Dr. Linda Enix, an expert on ancient acoustics, states, "The Hyperium's sound properties were likely designed to create an immersive spiritual experience, connecting the people to the divine." In the Ethiopian highlands, the town of Lalibela is home to 11 monolithic churches carved directly into the rock. Each church is connected by tunnels and trenches, forming an architectural marvel. How did the builders, with no modern tools, carve these churches downward from the rock surface with such precision? Local legends say that angels helped the builders working through the night. Some historians think that skilled masons were brought in from other regions to oversee the project. Architect David W. Phillipson notes, "The craftsmanship at Lalibela represents a level of architectural sophistication that was extraordinary for its time and place." Off the coast of Japan lies the Yonaguni Monument, a submerged structure that some believe could be the remains of a lost city. The stone formation, with its terraces and steps, seems strikingly geometric. Is the Yonaguni Monument a natural formation shaped by underwater currents, or the work of an ancient civilization? Marine geologist Dr. Masaki Kimura argues that the structure is man-made, possibly dating back over 10,000 years. Others believe it's a natural rock formation, altered by erosion. Dr. Kimura suggests, "The sharp angles and layered terraces appear intentional, as if crafted by human hands. If it's truly man-made, it could rewrite our understanding of early human history in Japan." In Armenia, an ancient site known as Karahan, or Zorat's Karer, features a circle of standing stones with circular holes drilled through them. Often called the Armenian Stonehenge, this site is thought to date back around 7,500 years. Could Karahan have served as an ancient astronomical observatory, aligning with celestial bodies, or was it used for other ceremonial purposes? Some researchers believe the holes in the stones align with star positions, indicating the site may have been used for tracking celestial movements. Others think it was a place for spiritual gatherings. Professor Paris Herouni, an Armenian scientist, claimed Karahan may be the oldest observatory in the world, built by a civilization with profound astronomical knowledge. Deep within Egypt lies the Assyrian, an enigmatic underground structure at Abydos. Built with enormous stone blocks similar to those at Giza, the Assyrians' purpose and age remain subjects of debate. Why was this structure built underground? And how did the ancient builders move the colossal blocks, some weighing up to 100 tons? Some believe the Assyrian served as a tomb for Osiris, the god of the underworld, while others suggest it was a ritual center connected to water worship. Egyptologist Dr. David Roll states, the construction of the Assyrian suggests it may predate other structures in Egypt, possibly representing a more ancient phase of civilization. Across Sardinia, hundreds of megalithic structures, known as the Giants' Tombs, can be found. These tombs, shaped like inverted ship hulls, have sparked legends about giant beings. Were these tombs meant for giants, as local folklore suggests, or did they serve another ceremonial purpose? Archaeologists propose that the tombs were likely burial sites for Sardinia's Nuragic civilization. The design may symbolize a connection to the sea or an afterlife journey. Anthropologist Giovanni Lilio explains, the scale and construction of these tombs reflect a society with strong beliefs about death and the afterlife, perhaps even hinting at mythic connections. Adjacent to the Sphinx, the Valley Temple at Giza is constructed from massive limestone blocks, each meticulously fitted. The mystery lies in the temple's age and purpose. Was the Valley Temple built solely as part of the Sphinx complex, or does it predate the pyramids? Some scholars believe the Valley Temple was used for mummification rituals, while others propose it may have been part of a much older structure repurposed by later pharaohs. Egyptologist Dr. Mark Lehner states, the precision and age of the Valley Temple's construction raise questions about the technology and beliefs of ancient Egyptians, particularly those surrounding death. On the small Mediterranean island of Malta, the Tarxian temples showcase intricate carvings and megalithic structures dating back over 5,000 years. How were these temples constructed with such intricate carvings and alignments long before written history? Some experts suggest that these temples served as places of worship, with carvings symbolizing fertility and animal deities. The alignment of certain sections also hints at astronomical knowledge. Dr. Anthony Bonanno, a Maltese archaeologist, explains, the Tarxian temples reveal a culture that was deeply spiritual, with a keen sense of artistry and possibly an early understanding of astronomy. In the North Caucasus Mountains, ancient dolmens stand as silent witnesses to a prehistoric culture. These stone tombs, some with circular openings, are scattered across the landscape. Who built these dolmens, and why were they constructed with such precise entrances? Some researchers believe these dolmens were burial sites, with the openings possibly symbolizing entry points to the afterlife. Others think they may have been used for communal rituals. Archaeologist Dr. Alexei Rezepkin explains, the North Caucasus dolmens reflect an ancient culture with complex beliefs about life, death, and spiritual transitions. Peru hidden. Deep in the Peruvian Andes, the ancient site of Chavín de Huanta features labyrinthine tunnels and carved stone reliefs depicting deities and creatures. How did the Chavín people, without modern tools, construct a complex of passages with acoustics that can disorient and amaze even today's visitors? Some archaeologists suggest that the acoustic effects were intentional, designed to create a mystical experience during ceremonies. The passages may have also served as a means to amplify the voices of priests. Archaeologist John Rick explains, the architecture and acoustics at Chavín de Huanta suggest that the Chavín understood sound and design in a way that enhanced their rituals and influenced those who visited. In Ireland, the ancient passage tomb of Newgrange predates Stonehenge and the pyramids. Built over 5,000 years ago, it is aligned so that on the winter solstice, sunlight fills the central chamber. Why did ancient builders design Newgrange with such precise astronomical alignment, and what role did it play in their culture? Many believe Newgrange served as a tomb and a site for winter solstice rituals, symbolizing rebirth. The alignment may have been intended to mark a connection with the sun, guiding the deceased into the afterlife. Irish archaeologist Michael O'Kelly, who excavated Newgrange, said, "The alignment is so precise it had to be intentional, suggesting that the people who built it had advanced astronomical knowledge." Off the coast of Bimini in the Bahamas lies an underwater formation known as the Bimin Road, a series of large stones that resemble a paved path. Its origins remain a subject of speculation and legend. Could the Bimini Road be a remnant of the lost city of Atlantis, or is it a natural formation? Some geologists argue that the Bimini Road is a natural formation shaped by tidal and geological forces. However, others believe the stones are remnants of an ancient civilization, possibly connected to the Atlantis legend. Marine archaeologist Dr. Greg Little suggests the linear arrangement of the stones doesn't appear random. If it was constructed, it could be evidence of a culture with advanced maritime capabilities. These 20 stone sites stand as testaments to human ingenuity, mystery, and our desire to understand the unknown. Despite advances in archaeology and science, many questions remain unanswered. What knowledge did ancient builders possess that we have lost? And what secrets might still be hidden, waiting to be discovered? If you enjoyed uncovering these ancient mysteries with us, don't forget to subscribe to History Crossroads for more journeys into the past. Join us as we continue to explore the enigmas of history, one stone at a time.